word, buddy, and chest base annotation. So round 2. Again, if you like this sort of content and you are enjoying this, please make sure to leave a like. And it shows me that you enjoy this content and you want to see more. And let's get into it. All right, round 2, I played Mike LeBuddy. I've played him before, and the last time that I played him, I got a draw. So we're even at this point. And today, or this past weekend, I got to play him again, and I got black this time. So I finally got to. I've been changing up my openings, and we played this Slav type of position where it's almost like a London-esque type of position, like a Jabava type of system. The way he played this. Yeah, I know. I want to play in these tournaments to play people, new people, and then yeah, and then my first round 1 and round 2 are people I've played before. But thankfully enough, round 3 and 4 were people I have not played before, so 2 out of 4, not so bad. Oh, the other thing to note about this particular tournament is they did accelerated pairings, and I don't exactly understand exactly how that works. But what it is I believe in a normal Swiss, they take the top half and they pair them with the bottom half 1-to-1. Now in accelerated, I believe they take that top half and then they split that in half and they pair those together, and then they do the same with the bottom. I believe that's how it works, because in round 1 I got paired with Nicholas was 1063, and then in round 2, because I won, I was an accelerated pairing, so I got paired with somebody that was really strong, which was Mike LeBuddy. And then in round 3, I got paired with another 1900 plus, and we'll go through that in the next game. But yeah, I don't understand why he played this G5, this Bishop G5. My only thought is that you're going to try to do this to peel the knight off as quickly as possible. So, I don't know why he played this, but I found it to be interesting. So, I've been learning the Chebanenko Slav, which I enjoy. This A6 move it offers a few things I've noticed in my play so far, where it stops anybody from ever coming into b5, even if this somehow gets exchanged. And then it's a nice waiting move to see where they put their light squared bishop, which is very useful. So, and now, exactly. So if he develops to here, then I would develop to here. So that's essentially how that works. But I had back-to-back upsets. 1500 who smoked 2 masters. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hometown heroes. Yeah. Yeah, both from the Muskego area. So, yeah, I played in this fashion. I feel like it works pretty well. And you're supposed to expect F3. And this move I found to be weird too. He obviously wants to castle queenside. But I thought that maybe it's better, the queen's better here. Maybe it's not. I'm unsure. This is outside my prep at this point, because I haven't had many lines where they castle queenside. But I know my plans. Now has the option to do both. So I said, okay, well, I'm just going to develop normally. Now, this, I believe, was maybe an inaccuracy or a mistake. Maybe it's not. With the idea of pushing this right away. And yeah, I'm not sure. And maybe I should have challenged his bishop right away after this. But he challenged mine. I came back. And this was a weird move. I didn't expect that. I expected him to take. I expected this to happen. And then he gets to keep this bishop here for a while. That's what I expected. And then he can just push this pawn down, get his rooks over, and I thought he'd be coming at me that way. And then I have to consider moving my queen to c7, castling queenside, and going from there. But he didn't do that, which I found to be interesting. He played e5 or e4 instead. And I thought this was a really weird way of doing this. Now, I get the idea because there's a threat here. And the threat's there even if I take. And I took it because that's a smart thing to do. Mainly because two reasons. One, this pin is pretty nasty. And I didn't want to have to move back. So taking is the only logical option. And he took here. And then I pushed e5. So now he can't do that anymore. Now after doing this, I thought about, actually, no, I was kicking myself for having the bishop on d6. And I was wishing it was on e7. But the Slav is new to me, so I don't know some of these things yet. And I don't know if that's a normal thing. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But now I'm kind of like, oh, dang, I really wish, my bishop was on e7 at this point. So I thought the best move here was e5 to stop all of that. But then knowing that I'm going to have to deal with, this next pawn push. And I thought, okay, I think I'm fine. I think it's okay. He wants to come after my light squared bishop. Makes sense. So now he's coming after my weaker queenside pawns. The other thing that I'm really kind of reluctant on doing is castling kingside because, I don't like, all of this pressure. And like all of these guys are pointed this way. Whoops, not that way. And I feel like it's just, there's a lot going on. So, excuse me, I'm at the point where I want to castle queenside. So I didn't want to take because then his knight comes in here and it's pressuring this. And I'm still not castled. And he's got this battery that could potentially explode. And I see these threats that are coming, and now I'm kind of getting a little worried. I feel like I'm doing okay. So I had two ideas here. I played queen c7 in the event that he takes. I can just take my queen on c6, and I think I'm okay. And I protect this bishop. And the other thought that I had, which may or may not be good, but I didn't like it because it gave me a long-term positional disadvantage. And I thought about that move. And I thought, well, yeah, he's got this passed pawn. But it's going to take a long time to get that stuff in there. With the idea of pushing here and then here to mess with the bishop. Obviously, he gets moves, but that was kind of where my thinking was with the idea of pushing that. Now, maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe that's a bad plan. I'm not sure. I know what happens throughout the game, so I know that this pin is a real problem for most of the game. Now, I get out of it right here, um, and there's some exchanges. So he takes here, and now I have some real threats. Um, so the idea was to castle and then get out of the pin. Now, maybe I shouldn't have done it that way. He's got two pieces on here. I've got two pieces. So 1, 2, and I've got 1, 2. So I think maybe what I should have done is got my rook out of the pin and brought it to here or here. But, now I feel like I'm kind of jammed up. He's got all of the play, and I'm purely in defensive mode. So I played here with the idea of getting out of the pin. Unfortunately, I don't get out of the pin because this is not protected. So I think I put myself in a bad spot with this move, because now my knight is still tied to that spot, and I can't move it. So he pressures my bishop. And I thought, well, he's probably just going to take it so I can take back with the rook. But what I didn't like is him coming in here. So I had to make a move here. King b8, rook c8, too artificial. Yeah, maybe, but that takes some moves. So his move after I castle, I guess, yeah, we can come here. New variation. What does he do? Let's say he does the same thing. And maybe we do that. Okay. It's super slow, right? Bishop e7 looks totally gross. It is gross, and it bites me later. It's totally gross, but maybe this is a better way to go. I mean, yeah, it is slow, but like I have a little bit of time. I don't know. Yeah, everything. It's just I don't have a plan at this point. I'm playing full on at this point in the game. I'm playing full on reaction chess. I'm just trying to survive, and yeah, it's not good. So yeah, I came back here, and it's just ugly because now this was a protected piece, and now it's an unprotected piece. Just got here and already causing problems. No, you're good. It's all good. That's why we go over these. We look at some of the stuff. So he comes here with the idea of him peeling off my bishop, which I guess is fine. It's an even piece trade. And I really wanted to keep him out of this square. I thought that was key. And now I'm realizing the error of my ways, because what I really would have liked to have done is take this here, even though this kind of opens this up, but now I can't do any of that. So now he takes this, and I take this. And now this is just a weakness, because now it's not, now it's not protected by a pawn. So now I see that he wants to double up, and now I'm getting nervous. So I was like, well, I have two, right now I have two pieces on this. I've got 1, 2, 3. He's only got 1, 2. So I can actually remove a defender and it's still okay. So I did that with the idea of this maneuver. Okay. But this ends up being not a good idea. And I don't know if there was a better way to deal with this. maybe a better move here would have been, so I did this, maybe moving my queen to e6 or d6 was a better move, like one of these. Trying to get some sort of counterplay. And that way, I'm consolidating. This type of move makes me nervous, but it's got to be prepared. So, but I can maybe alleviate this knight, my d7 knight, and get this into the game. But I don't know. I'm not sure if that's good or not. So my idea was to come here. I want to see if I can just trade that bishop off. And obviously, one move threats are garbage, which he so nicely informed me of. Now, yeah. I moved here, protecting my pawn. So I'm playing completely passive chess. I'm not counterattacking. I'm just trying to stop his threats. So I'm just reacting. Now that I'm looking at this. Yes, it's a bold prediction, and you are correct. So he plays this, and I take here, and then this comes in. And I'm stuck. There's nothing that I can really do. So I think maybe what I should have done, because this is a losing move. I'm pretty sure that is a losing move. And actually, all of these are losing moves. It doesn't really matter what I do because there's always this threat. So, what I think I maybe should have done is just drop the exchange. That probably would have been the best defensive try. Right? Here. And here. And now I'm down in exchange, but I'm still in the game. And it's a problem, of course, because this bishop's a problem. This is gonna come. This is coming. This is coming. This is rough. Yeah, it's clearly not good. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way out of this. I feel like this allowing him to take there was no good. I think, yeah, so I think I'm still okay here. Valuation wise, still probably to white. I don't know how much, maybe 1, maybe 2. Maybe it's even more because I don't see it tactically, but this was probably not a good idea. I think my other moves would be good. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's go through the rest of the game. You can kind of see the devastation that ensues. He comes in here, and I am just busted. I'm just trying for anything, and we get a Forcarino. I try to play a little bit more, and yeah, here I resigned. Yeah. Tough game. Mike's a good player, so it's tough to kind of beat him, right? Like, that's just not actually. It's kind of cool. You guys can see what has been taken. I like that. Okay. So yeah, I got a good pairing. Mike Labuddy is a good player, And this was the first time I'm playing the Slav over the board, and I got smashed. I pretty much played reaction chess the whole time. I I was trying to come up with plans, and I just couldn't. It just the threats came so fast, and I just was not ready for them. Um, so every time he's making a move, I have to react to it. I'm not creating any type of counterplay. And I think it's just part of being unfamiliar with the opening. And yeah, I am curious to know. I haven't looked at any of these with an engine yet, so I'm not exactly sure what the evaluation is. But I feel like this. I feel like I think I'm okay here. Maybe not awesome, but I think at this point that was a big mistake. This e7, bishop e7 is just ugly. Yeah. Maybe I should have tried to save the bishop by moving here and then here. I didn't even think of that. Man, you see all these extra things after you look at it after the game. It didn't even cross my mind. I like that, actually. I feel like that it's probably a decent try. This pawn becomes kind of unblocked, but hmm. Yeah, and maybe the idea about, king b8, rook c8, and then piling up on the c file and kind of going after this knight with some maybe an attack might have been decent. Maybe. Interesting tries nonetheless. But Mike played a really good game. I learned a lot from this game. Can't complain too much. Okay, let's move on to the next one.